So I have a playlist here about the Bible and some of the stuff like changes in the new Bibles. I just realized I just did Daniel chapter 3 where they talk about in the new version sons of God. I guess I covered that one a year ago, but I started that playlist a year ago and now I'm uploading more videos to it and I plan on to continue, and maybe it's good that I did it again because sometimes the titles people will search different titles, and I feel like this title will be a little bit better for people to see the change in Daniel. But this isn't the Mandela effect, so I'm not promoting that. I'm just saying that there was some new Bible versions, meaning new Bibles coming out, and they do it to make money for the most part. So they have to change the words to get a copyright. So they change the words to get a new Bible and make money. So this is the playlist. I really encourage you to check it out. I'm trying to make the videos shorter for people to digest, and I put this election one in because I think I must talk about it in this video. I just can't remember, and then I know I cover it in this one too. So there's some longer ones too if you want to watch this 53-minute video. So there is a playlist. And that being said, I'll go to Luke chapter 4, verse 8, King James Bible. And Jesus answered and said unto him, Get thee behind me, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve. So some of you probably know this verse, but if you don't, when when Jesus tells Satan to get behind him, he's saying that he has authority to do that. So, in other words, he's telling Satan that by telling him to get behind him, Jesus is saying that he has control over Satan as far as authority goes. So that's a big verse if you think about it, because if you look at like the Seventh Day Adventists now, the Seventh Day Adventists have a lot of unbiblical doctrine, and why I'm bringing it up is because they have like a thing. You might have seen the picture where we don't know what Jesus looked like, but they have like a picture of what you might have seen people show what like representing Jesus, and then so they have a picture representing Jesus, and then a picture representing Satan, and then they have like the world in between them, and then there's like an arm wrestling match on top of the globe world, and yeah, I do think it's a globe, Earth, but then they're having an arm wrestling match, and that's not how it goes. So that picture is deceiving because they almost look like, okay, who's going to win this arm wrestling match? Well, we know God does. So Jesus easily, it's not even an arm wrestling match. So he says, Get behind me, Satan, because Jesus has, even when he was on earth, we know he's the Son of God and the Son of Man, Jesus. So God manifested in the flesh. And if you go back to the playlist, I just actually covered that. 1 Timothy 3:16 in the Bible says God manifested in the flesh. But if you went to these new versions, you wouldn't know that because they remove that. So just like the new versions remove God manifested in the flesh, the newer Bibles also remove this. So we're showing how we just read, or I just read, and Jesus answered and said unto him, Get thee behind me, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve. One thing interesting too is it even says, shall worship. He's telling Satan, why does he say Lord thy God to Satan? Well, because God made all things, so that includes Satan. I teach and many believe, and I think it's biblical doctrine that before Satan fell, he was Lucifer. So Satan's a created being, so God's in control. Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve. So that includes you too, as far as you listening. You don't want to put any other gods before Jesus, and you only worship Jesus. He's the creator of all things. All souls belong to him. So if you look at the New English Standard Version, and Jesus answered him, "It is written, you shall worship the Lord your God, and him only shall you serve." So did you see what's missing? I mean, we could read these other Bible verses to the newer ones, but it's um, pretty much the same in those other ones. Well, I hope you can see it. They're missing, "Get thee behind me, Satan." So why is that important? Well, it's important because it shows, you know, that in this verse, I mean, we kind of know it, some of us reading the other Bible, if you read the whole Bible, but if you're just, let's say someone was trying to cover, let's say a preacher or a pastor, someone was trying to preach on Luke 4:8. Well, that being missing, that's very important. And, why would someone take that out? Well, I can tell you why. Again, there's like a conspiracy where they're taking stuff out of the Bible. And so I say, but we do have so then someone says, do we have the Bible? I say, yeah, we do. And, if you read English, I'm just saying English again because, that's the language I speak, but I know there's Bible translations in other languages based on this manuscript, I think called Textus Receptus. So I'd say, try to find, if you are reading a different language other than English, try to use a Bible in the Textus Receptus and format and do your research on what to use. Sometimes there's different Bibles in different languages, so I'm just saying use one that's on the Textus Receptus. It's the same manuscript that the King James Bible uses. And, in this case, they remove again, "Get thee behind me, Satan." So that's very important, and that's why I'm making this video, and that's why I'm making this series. You can always, sometimes when you bring this up to other Christians or people in the church or people online, they take it kind of not easy, but it should be easy to see, like, okay, wow, I didn't know that. Thanks for letting me know. But it doesn't always go that way. So I'm making this playlist, so maybe you could send it to someone if you know. And, if they just read, I feel like the titles to these videos, some of them the early, like a year ago, they'd have to click on the video to see what it's about more. But sometimes now with these new videos I'm making, the title, they should be able to see it. And you could give someone the playlist. So this has been a video, once again, Luke chapter 4:8, and how the new versions remove "Get behind me, Satan." So once again, this shows that Jesus Christ has authority over Satan. So it removes that important doctrine. So again, once again, you've been warned.